And welcome to class, everyone. Welcome to this Tabata class. And today's focus today is going to be a little bit more beginner-oriented. So whether you are a beginner, intermediate, or maybe that kind of higher level fitness individual, this will be a great workout. For those that are on that kind of higher end, with this Tabata workout, I encourage you to maybe use heavier dumbbells. Maybe do your repetitions faster, turn it into a little bit more higher intensity interval training. But we're gonna have a great kind of small range of exercises. We only have 5, and it's gonna be lower body, it's gonna be push-ups, we're gonna have some jumping jacks for a little bit of cardio element, and then arms and core. But yes, we're gonna really kind of just break down the Tabata format and keep it at a pace a little bit more geared towards a beginner. So hope you enjoy today's workout. Let's get into our warm-up, and I'll somewhat talk about what a Tabata format is. So when you're ready, join me here, marching or jogging, whatever you prefer. Excellent. So Tabata, it's typically a high-intensity interval training format where you do a high-intensity exercise like burpees or jumping jacks, something that you can go all out, 100% speed, intensity, everything, highest level possible. You do that for 20 seconds of work, and then you do 10 seconds of rest. And then you do it again for the next interval, 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. And you do it for 8 rounds total. And it's just that one exercise for 8 rounds, or 4 minutes. That is typically how a Tabata format goes. Let's move side to side here. So that step touch, and we'll add in the hamstrings when you're ready. So curl the heel, up to the glutes, and again, squeeze the shoulder blades. So with our classes that we do, we sometimes keep that similar format. Sometimes we reduce the intensity to a little bit lower impact or lower intensity. Or we do a mix of exercises for 20 seconds apiece. For those that may have done my workouts before, we've done one before where we've done a specific muscle group, like the arms. And we've done a variety of bicep exercises over that 4-minute period. Excellent. Here we go. Step touch again. And then arm over the head, that little side bend as you step. So reach and tip. So yeah, that is kind of that Tabata format in a nutshell. We're going to keep it today a little more lower impact oriented, not as intense, but again, if you want to increase that intensity, go ahead and do so. Heavier weight, faster repetitions, whatever you would like. All right, just into a standing position here. Take an arm across the body, stretch that back of the shoulder. And again, just hold for just a couple seconds, release and switch. So in between each Tabata set, our 4 minutes, we'll have about like a 40 to 45 second rest. So that way you can recharge yourself, get water, do whatever you need to. Hi Diane, welcome to class. Let's do some squats with some elbow to knee twist. So feet shoulder width apart, squat down, and then again, using your core to twist and use your torso to bring your elbow to that opposite knee. And again, squat in between and alternate from right to left. Excellent. There we go, as low as you can. If you can get that maximum or optimal depth, trying to get to that point where your thigh is parallel to the floor. We'll do a couple more here. Excellent. All right, last but not least here, jumping jacks. this will be one of our exercises as well. So this is that low impact option, that step out to the side, step back together, step out the opposite way, and back together. Again, you can do the jumping, higher impact, higher intensity one if you'd like. Excellent. Keep it here for just a few more seconds, and we're gonna get into our first 8 rounds, our first 4 minutes. And like I said, today is just gonna be one exercise. Other than our arm series, we will get into a little bit of a mix, but it's typically gonna be just one exercise for 8 rounds. So feel free to do any other stretches here while I introduce the first exercise. So our first exercise is gonna be goblet squat. Again, feel free if you want to really challenge yourself, go faster and or use heavier weights or heavier dumbbells. But for this goblet squat, we're gonna hold that dumbbell right up here at the chest, feet shoulder width apart like we did with our warm-up. And then again, it's that good depth, reaching the hips back behind the heels, tailbone to the floor, keeping the chest up, and then pushing back through the ground, being sure to squeeze the glutes to push the hip bone back underneath the spine, underneath the body. So that'll be the exercise for the next 4 minutes. Again, 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. Let's have some fun. Let's work hard. So I'm gonna get the timer started here. We're gonna do our goblet squats in 4, 3, 2, 1. Here you go. Down and up. Awesome. Good start. This is that good form that we should have the entire time. Again, chest and shoulders stay upright, but still with that natural forward lean. That is okay. Go ahead and rest here. Again, 10-second rest. We do it again for another 20. Feet shoulder width apart. Here we go. Down and up. You should be keeping your weight, your body weight through that back to mid portion of your foot as you go down and up during your repetitions. Good. Bending the knees, lower the hips. That slight rest here. Nice job. That's 2 done. Here we go. Another 20 seconds. Now, squats can get kind of complex, kind of complicated. But just adding on another element, and a good element to consider as you're doing the movement, the breathing pattern. Inhale as you go down, exhale as you stand back up. Here we go, feet set. Now, as we're doing these rounds here, if you do want to increase your weight halfway through or maybe the next interval, go ahead and do so. Grab onto another heavier dumbbell. If you don't have another different set of dumbbells, just grab both. I'll show you that here. So if you do want to go a little bit heavier, so like for me, this is just a single 10. Both of them would make 20 pounds. You can just hold the dumbbells right at the center of the chest, kind of at the collarbone for that added weight. Good, good. Squeeze the glutes as you stand up. That glute tension should stay constant the entire time. Excellent. Whew. Watch out for that. Here we go. We just have a couple more here. Stick with it. Let's go. Down and up. If you're feeling pretty confident, you want to challenge yourself, again, go a little faster with your repetitions. But still under control. You are always choosing and deciding that speed that you are going down and back up. Again, always under control. 3, 2, 1. Let's go again. Awesome, well done. Chest up, chest up. Excellent. And each one of these trying to get a little bit deeper if you can. That good functional range of motion. Not just slightly bending the knees. Challenge that full range for that strength. Here we go. Last 20 seconds of goblet squats. Excellent. You're doing great. And that's time. So a little bit longer rest here for those that might need it. If you'd like to, feel free to stay moving. Maybe jog in place. Do some extra jumping jacks. Maybe you want to do maybe 15 more repetitions of the goblet squats that we just did. Feel free to do so. But our next exercise, push-ups. So choose your push-up variation or understand both. So on our knees is kind of that lowest level where we are keeping that straight line from head to knees. And always, no matter if you're on your toes or on your knees, working on that depth, bringing that chest to the floor and pushing back up. Here we go. We're at that first 20-second interval here. Now again, alternatively, the ultimate is that push-up in that plank position. So that straight line, that board, that wooden plank-like position as you bend the elbows, lower the chest to the floor. Again, my big thing for our movements, our exercises, is that range of motion. Encourage, challenge yourself to maybe get a little bit deeper than the previous repetition. If you do feel like you're feeling sloppy with your form, you just don't have that good technique, then back off. Go do something, more of that comfortable range, but at that early part of that interval, work towards, again, chest to the floor, lots of elbow bend. Here we go. Now for those that are starting out on their toes, again, feel free from your toes, if you need to, drop down to those knees and continue those repetitions. Here's another option. I don't want to forget about this. I know we've done a few intervals so far. I don't know if I have a great spot for it, but wall push-ups, maybe a countertop. If push-ups are really challenging for you, find an elevated surface that you can lean up against. I'm gonna try to do it as best I can on the wall here, but kind of that lean forward pitch of the body. And you're coming forward and up. Ideally, this works out a lot better, let's say on a ledge or a countertop. So again, for that demonstration purpose, that upright position, up and back down. This is an excellent option where kneeling push-ups just might be too challenging as well. Good starting spot with these elevated push-ups. Good work. Here we go. There we go, trying to engage and squeeze those chest muscles. You might be starting to feel that fatigue through the triceps, which is okay, but we don't want the triceps to be the sole movers. We want the chest to press, versus that elbow to extend and bring us back up into our plank position. So if you do feel this a little bit more in your triceps, that back of the arm, feel free to spread those arms out a little bit wider. That might help trigger those chest muscles to be recruited for that force, that action of the push-up. Nice job, everyone. Here we go. Final 20 seconds of push-ups. Then we get into that cardio round. Excellent. Breathe as you press. And time. 45 seconds is yours. Again, feel free to do some extra push-ups. Do march or jog in place if you'd like to stay moving, or feel free to use this rest period as a rest. So, next exercise. Number 3 of 5 is our jumping jacks. A little bit more cardio oriented and a little bit more similar to the traditional Tabata protocols, that kind of higher intensity, all out maximal effort. But choose your option. Low impact. This is that kind of second option. That step out, back together. Let's do this, 20 seconds. Or that higher impact if you'd like to. Regular jumping jacks. The first option, this is always a good one as well if you don't want to do as much of the dynamic movement, is the jumping jack arms and the toe tap out to the side. So yes, 3 options. I'll demonstrate all 3 of those here for this next 20-second interval. So here we go. The toe tap. The step out. Step out. There we go. This one's my favorite low impact option. Or the regular jumping jack, that high impact, higher intensity option. Excellent. Whew. Nice job. Good work, Diane. 2, 1, back to it. Again, find your pace, find your speed. Maybe it's with the rhythm of the music. Maybe it's just your own willpower, pushing yourself faster and faster. Excellent. Three, 2, 1, and go. There you go. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. Make sure not to hold your breath. And rest. Nice. How we feeling so far? Pretty good? Hope so. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Option 2. If you'd like. Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There it is. Maybe 1 or 2 more. Kind of lost count of our 8 intervals. Let's keep working hard. 2, 1. Let's go. Nice pace. Good work. Rest. If you are doing the jumping, the higher impact, be sure to stay loose and light on those toes. So that way your ankles and knees and even into the hips can act as shock absorbers. Yeah, those 3 joints kind of are like the springs, the suspension of our vehicles. They just help absorb all that impact and kind of make our ride a little more comfortable. Here we go. 2, 1. Here we go. Final one. I'm doing option 2. Again, that similar aspect with the shock absorption. Light on those knees, allowing the ankles, the knees, the hips to catch our movement. 3, 2, 1. And relax. Well done. All right, into the arms. This is the only one that's going to be slightly different, where we're gonna do 4 bicep exercises and 4 tricep exercises as well. So, grabbing a pair of dumbbells. We're gonna start just with our regular bicep curl. So very concentrated and controlled, so that way we're using that upper arm to pull our lower arm up to our shoulders. So basic bicep curl to start. Here we go. In position, standing up tall, core tight. 1, and go. Palms face forward when the arms are extended, and then palms face the body in that bent arm position. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Moving into a different one. Hammer curl. So this one, our palms are going to be facing the midline of our body the entire time. And we're just doing that same curl through that elbow joint. Again, trying to focus and tell your brain, your muscle, to pull that lower arm, pull the dumbbell up to the shoulder. 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. All right, reverse curl. Reverse. So palms will start facing the body, and then knuckles to the shoulders. Here we go. That's it. Keep the elbows pinched at the sides. Again, that upper arm doesn't move. Everything being generated from that bicep muscle. Excellent. All right, last bicep exercise here. The infamous Zottman curl. That's going to be a regular curl up. We're going to turn the wrists and do a reverse curl down. So we kind of get the best of both worlds with all of those bicep curl varieties. Regular curl up, flip the wrists. All right, into our first tricep exercise. We're gonna be in that bent over position, elbows at our sides, and we're gonna extend the arm out and then back in to that starting position. Again, now focusing on the back of the arm, our tricep. So I encourage you, as you do these tricep exercises, to pause for a brief second. Feel that back of the arm squeeze. Excellent. All right, one arm up overhead for an overhead tricep extension. So feel free to keep both dumbbells in hand, but just one arm is up overhead. And we bend at the elbow, dropping the dumbbell behind our head and behind kind of our back as well. And again, that extension, squeezing that back of the arm as the arm goes up to the ceiling. One arm here only. 3, 2, 1. We'll do the other side next. Other side. And then our final one will be laying on our back. Final tricep will be lying on our back. So here we go. That opposite arm here. That's it. Good. Squeeze that back of the arm. 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. On our backs here. On our backs for skull crushers. So we're just bending the elbow, bringing the knuckles to the forehead, and then pressing back over top of the body. Final 20 seconds here. And then we're into our final exercise of the day. And 3, 2, 1, dumbbells away. Take the rest if you need to. Feel free to do extra exercises if you'd like. But our final one here, we're gonna stay on the ground. We're gonna stay on the ground for planks. Planks. So if you have a plank preference that you like, maybe on your forearms or on your hands, feel free to do that variation for all 8 intervals. But feel free to follow along exactly with me. We're gonna start on our hands first. We're gonna start on our hands first, a little bit more total body conditioning with that core engagement. So hands underneath the shoulders, and I always like to start with one leg extended, so that way all I need to do is take that opposite leg and place myself in that plank. So here we go, 20 seconds of our first plank. This, all 20, we're not doing that many, but all 20 seconds, you should feel that tightness, that squeeze of those abdominal muscles. And that slight rest, come down to the knees, we're gonna do that again. So tight, compress, squeezing, kind of vigorously. Here we go again. Again, if you need to, or if you'd prefer, do the planks on your forearms. Excellent, keep breathing. If you have somewhere where you can check your reflection, check that upper back. I just checked mine, and you can always see me. Check and make sure that you don't have that rounded back position. So sometimes I catch myself where my back is kind of pressed up to the ceiling. And that's just an indication where I need to just lift and press my chest forward to get into that good plank position. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful, slight rest. One more on our hands. If you're still doing it exactly with me, one more on our hands, and then we go to our forearms. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Squeezing the stomach. If you're doing it right, you should kind of feel those abs kind of squeezing together, and you actually bring your rib cage down towards your pelvis, and your pelvis also kind of rotates and tips up towards your rib cage as well. Nice little connection there. That's kind of the best way, most optimal way of engaging those abdominals, engaging your core. Let's go to our forearms here. So the difference, if you've ever wondered, I kind of hinted at it regarding the plank on your hands. Plank on your hands still has that core muscle recruitment, but it's not as intense. You have the assistance from the other, like your arms, your shoulders, just other parts of your body to assist with keeping you up in that upright position. Whereas here, plank on your hand or your forearms becomes more core-oriented, core-specific. So if you ever have realized or noticed that, planks just seem so much harder on my forearms, that is because you're taking away a lot of the other assisting appendages, your arms, your legs, anything else, and it's just your core keeping you from collapsing to the floor. Here we go. Now you'll see me with this next one here doing a plank on my knees. This is a great alternative. So it's very similar to our push-ups, but the one thing that the core activated a little bit more is you'll notice my arm position is out in front of my shoulders, whereas underneath my armpits is more stable and is not going to give a lot. But it's a good place to start, and you can slowly, if you're choosing to do planks on your knees, bring those hands out a little bit further and challenge that core even more. Here we go, final interval here. Two, one, and relax. Well done, well done. Let's just stay here on the floor momentarily. We'll do a few stretches here, a little bit of a cool down. Make sure we kind of target stretches for the areas that we worked today. So if you do have to leave, thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoyed the workout, and I hope to see you again soon. But if you're sticking around for a few of those stretches, we're gonna start with our hip flexors. So I always prefer this hip flexor stretch. So in this kneeling position or half kneeling position, we're gonna squeeze the glutes and then tip and rotate that pelvis up underneath the body. Recent analogy that I've used, that front kind of point of the pelvis, think of those that point, and you want to tip it so it points up to the ceiling. But yes, glute squeezed, that hip bone tilt, and you just hold. You might even be able to lean back a little bit and get a little deeper stretch into that pocket area of the hip bone. And when you're ready, release, switch to that other side, that other leg forward, and it always starts with the hip setup. Squeeze the glutes, rotate the hip bone, and hold. Again, ideally, we're targeting that pocket area of the hip bone, but depending on how tight you are and how tight your muscles are, that kind of overlap, that hip region and knee region, you might feel it in that middle part of your quad as well. Again, just depends on your current situation. How tight you are, you might be sore from other workouts. Excellent, go ahead and stand up. Let's bring those arms back behind us and press the chest forward, trying to expand the chest. Great chest opener stretch, and a pretty basic one as well. Whereas if you'd like to, feel free to join me with this one. Placing your hand on a vertical surface, so I got my squat rack here, and then with that arm parallel to the floor, we simply just pivot our feet and just rotate the entire body, opening up the chest and stretching the chest. So again, a door frame, a bookcase, a stable bookcase, some sort of vertical surface. The wall is always a great option for this as well. Excellent. Release when you're ready. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Again, pivot the feet, open up the chest. That depending on how flexible and your end range of motion that you actually have, you can see that I'm kind of like almost twisted where my body is facing forward and my arm is completely behind myself. And release. Always pivot the feet back in towards the hand. But yes, that is it for today. Thanks for joining me in this Tabata class. I hope you enjoyed this. And I hope you enjoyed just a little bit more of that beginner format if you were ever maybe searching for some more beginner-oriented classes. But I know I've got a good little sweat going on. I feel like I worked. I hope that you do as well. But that is it for me. Thanks, everyone, for joining. Be sure throughout the day, 3 things. Stay hydrated. Keep the water replenishing those cells and helping your body just work efficiently. Second thing, eat some good calories today. Some good nutrient-dense calories, some fats, some carbohydrates, and some protein as well. Because we used some dumbbells, we broke down our muscle tissue a little bit. So make sure to refeed your muscles with that good protein. And then finally, be sure to stretch a little bit more throughout the day. Stay loose, stay limber. But that is it. Thanks, everyone, for joining. Take care. I hope to see you again soon.